Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video I'm excited to do, it is just going to be a quick little chatty get ready with me, trying new makeup. I purchased the new Lancome Teint Idole foundation recently, and then I got in the Clay It Cool collection from Colourpop, and I thought we could try that out together. There's an eyeshadow palette and also the Super Shock bronzers, which I'm really excited for. I'm also going to be talking about a little meetup that I am having in Las Vegas in August, and just giving a brief update on my elimination diet and how that has been going for me. So lots to get through. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, welcome. So I always start my videos with the outfit of the day, usually for my get ready with me, so I'm pretty chill because I'm just like getting ready. So I just have on some slippers, biker shorts, and then just this tank top here. I did reformer Pilates earlier today, so that's what we're wearing. So that's everything I'm wearing. I think the biker shorts are from Express. I think I can find those and link to those. I always link everything in my description box, including all of the products that I am going to be using in this video. But my last haul that I posted was a bit of a collective haul. I did my Amazon Prime order. I got my little candle warmer in the back now. I did my Amazon Prime Day haul, and then I also just had a little Sephora haul in here. So I purchased the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear Care and Glow foundation. So that's what I'm going to be trying out. So first I'm just going to go ahead and apply my primer. I'm just using one of my favorites, one that I know that doesn't change a foundation a lot, and that is from Lawless. For my skin type, I am more on the dry side, so 35, so I usually say I don't have the most youthful skin or the most mature skin. I do have sensitive skin, and I did go through quite an acne journey, so I still have you know, some redness and some dark spots from when I was really struggling with acne, which I do also have a video up on that now. I actually uploaded it the day that I'm filming this video, and I don't know if you can tell, but just the comments have been really nice. So I go through periods of time where I like cry because I read a nice comment, because it just means a lot. So I talking there about how I was on fertility medications and how that really played a role in what was happening with my acne at that time, and then how I kind of helped start to heal my skin after getting off the fertility treatment. That video is posted now if you'd want to see it, but I'm just gonna let this sink in for a little bit before we go in with the Lancome. And I got the shade 330N. So this one retailed for $47. It says it's an up to 24-hour transfer resistant, healthy looking glow serum foundation with buildable medium coverage and SPF 27. Has hyaluronic and mandelic acids to hydrate and smooth the skin for a natural looking glow finish. So medium coverage, natural finish, that is a personal sweet spot for me and foundations. I don't really love a matte foundation because I have dry skin. I tend to lean more towards liking a glowy or radiant, but for me, a natural finish is where it's at. I like medium coverage. I don't like full coverage where it's just like, it feels like too much on my skin. I also do like a light coverage, a CC cream, tinted moisturizer like that, but sometimes you just want a little bit more. So I tend to go for the medium coverage quite a bit. So this does have a pump on it, and I'm just gonna use my Ofra Sponge to apply that. All right, starting with about this on my sponge. Oh, it's the game. Where's my mirror? So I am just going to tap this down. My bangs are escaping. And then start to blend that in. My first thought is that it definitely does have a scent to it, and it's very kind of like that perfumey scent, which I don't love. And again, I do have sensitive skin, so I try to be careful with too much fragrance and that sort of thing that I am putting on my face, but that was definitely my first thought. I have to say though that I think this looks gorgeous. If you are not new around here, you might have heard me say, like, I like foundations that are my skin but better than natural finish foundations. This just took my skin and just gave it a little like zhuzh, a little revive. It was really easy to blend in. I don't even feel like I used that much product. I was like, oh, I might have to go in with a little bit more. I have sunscreen on my shirt in case anyone's wondering, because I bathe in sunscreen every day. That's sunscreen. This is beautiful. And it's like not too much, you know, you can still see my skin. I'm proud of my skin, okay? Like you can still see my skin, but it just kind of smoothed things out. There's not a lot of foundations that I'm instantly impressed with, but this I'm like, wow. I mean, this is a first impression. I'm obviously gonna have to see how it wears and all of that. But this is really beautiful right off the bat. To me, I feel like I don't even need to put a powder down. That's how good I think my skin looks right now. Wow. if it wasn't for the fragrance, I would be like jumping for joy. I just hope that it doesn't bother my skin. But that's stunning. I think that's stunning. To me, it almost leans slightly more on the matte side, and really the only reason I'm saying that though is because there's absolutely like no glow or dewiness to my skin right now, which I'm fine with because I can add that in with highlighter or glowy blushes. If I wanted to, I could use a more like glowy primer to try to help with that too, but I'm curious to see like how it'll go throughout the day. Do I think that it'll start to look too matte and kind of, to me, when I have a really matte look, I feel like my face looks kind of flat, like it just looks kind of dull. But as of right now, I like this a lot. I have really high hopes. I hope this lasts well throughout the day. I am also doing a wear test for my TikTok, and I'll probably post it on Instagram. So my TikTok is by Samantha March. Instagram is March Beauty Word. If you want to see a little wear test over there, or I do try to update in the comments. But as of right now, that's really pretty. All right, I figured I might as well use the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear Concealer. This is a favorite of mine. I use it in the shade I use it in the shade Buff. I'm just gonna start reading like the SKU on it. So I use this in the shade Buff. This is one of my favorite concealers. Then I thought that I could touch on this summer soiree that's happening in August that I got invited to attend and to invite some of you to come along. So I've posted about it in a few other places, but I also wanted to do a YouTube video where I could kind of talk about it a little bit more because I've never done something like this. I'm kind of nervous about it, of course, but I'm hoping that it goes well. So if you didn't see my last vlog, I vlogged just a day in my life. It was kind of focused on the elimination diet that I'm doing right now for health reasons. But then it also, at night, it showed me going out with a group of girls here in Vegas. And we were coming together because Bree, who runs Vegas Girls Night Out, wanted to invite some influencers to show what one of her packages looks like if people that are coming to Vegas book with her. That's what we were going out for, and I had such a nice time. I will link the vlog up in the cards if you haven't seen it yet. I've been feeling a little wild lately and using loose setting powder, so I'm gonna use the classic Laura Mercier setting powder to set my under eyes. Part of what she does is she puts together these different packages for people, and then if you are coming to Vegas, you can book one of her packages, or I believe she does like custom ones as well. So she had planned something called the Summer Soiree, which is taking place August 26th through the 28th. So it's a 3-day, 2-night event, and she had asked if I wanted to help you know, kind of like promote the package. And so I was there and seeing like what it was all about and seeing if there was something that I would be able to do. And again, I just had so much fun. It's nice to meet people in person. I just got really good vibes from her. She's actually like born and raised in Vegas, and she just, it was so cool because I felt like I was with people who all just love this city. Some of us have been here longer for another, you know, me and another girl are pretty new, but we all just like love Las Vegas and all there is to offer here and all the different things there are to offer here. So that part to me was really neat. And Bree just loves Vegas and loves putting these packages together, which I find so fascinating. My degree in college was travel and hospitality, and event planning was a part of that. And I've always kind of had this side of me that wishes I would have like gone into something like event planning. Love putting together stuff like this. And I was actually working on something that I was so excited for in 2020. I had my first like in-person meeting with the team that I had built around me scheduled for the end of March. I think it was like March, I think it was my ex-husband's birthday. I think it was March 27th was the date for it, and we obviously had to cancel it, and I was super disappointed. So Bree was letting me know about this summer soiree package and asking us if we would also like to like promote it or be involved with it and that sort of thing. And so I took a little bit to think about it and talk with her a little bit back and forth and try to think about what it was that I could do, because I like the idea of it. I just, to be honest, like I just felt kind of weird being like, I don't know, like come here, like buy this package, and I'm like, well, what can I do? Like, how can I be more involved in this? Like, I didn't plan it. You know, this has been planned and Bree's been promoting it for a while now, so I'm like, what can I do to like feel more involved in this? Because I just don't feel like I'm adding any like value, so to say, and that's one thing that I always come back to. It's like in my personal mission statement. I decided to come along for the whole package. So I do have a link in my description box that does give you the full details of what Bree has planned and the full itinerary and everything that's included in the price that you pay for the package. There are 2 different ones that you can choose from. One does include hotel rooms at Resorts World, and the other one, if you want to do your own accommodations, then it does cover things like dinner, drinks, pool entry, club entry, bottle service. I definitely will have that link in my description box if you want to check it out, but I can run through quickly as well, because she also has it on her Instagram. So like I said, the dates are August 26th through the 28th. Will be dinner at Viva, which is the Mexican restaurant that I had in my vlog, and then an open bar at Gatsby, which was, I love Gatsby. It's one of my favorite places. It's so cool. It's such a fun theme. And then Saturday the 27th, there's private cabanas and drinks at the IU Day Club. So it's an outdoor club. There's a 3-course dinner at Fuhu, which is like Asian fusion, and it's so good. I went there with Teresa Does Makeup a while ago, and I keep saying I need to go back because it was so delightful. And then there's also private tables and bottle service at Zouk nightclub. And then Sunday, August 28th is a wind down day at the Resorts World pool. And so that's a little bit of the itinerary and what's included in the price to book the package. But then talking with Bree, and I decided that I was going to come along for everything as well. And we also wanted to do like a little meet and greet first, so that Friday before dinner, have time at a separate place to do a little meetup with anyone who is coming, like under, I say Sam Squad, anyone who's coming for the Sam Squad. So that way, not only will it be me, but I know I've already been seeing people talking to each other about coming and like meeting up with one another, and I think that is so cool. One of my also biggest things is just bringing people together and forming a community, and I think it's so important. And I think that when women help each other out and just do things as simple as talking to one another, we can learn so much through helping one another. And so when I saw people saying like, hey, are you going? I'm thinking about going. Would also love to meet you. Like, I'm seeing people in my comments say that to each other. It truly brought tears in my eyes, because I was like, wow, like when I do my live chats, I have memberships on YouTube and I do a live chat every month, and every other month is a book club. It's so fun to me because I'll pop on and everyone will be talking to each other already, and people are like, Amber, how's your day going? How did that go? And Joy, how did this go? And there's actual friendships happening, and it's so special, and I think that it's just the neatest thing. So to have something like that, that's like what I was going for, what I was hoping this event could be like. I am gonna jump into the palette, the Clay It Cool from Colourpop. So this is their latest palette that's available now. I'm gonna use this first shade here, which is in Need You. It's actually a cream product, so I want to lay this one down first, and I'm using a BK Beauty 205. I did just get a discount code with BK Beauty. It's Samantha 10. I believe. I will have it in the description box. If I'm wrong, I'll put it on the screen, but I believe it's Samantha 10. So I'm so excited. Apparently I've had it for a long time. I just didn't realize it. So really excited to share with you that I do have a discount code with BK Beauty. So if you are interested, if you're maybe nearby the area and you want to have like a staycation type of weekend, or just like a little getaway, or if you want to, you know, travel from wherever it is that you might be, I will be coming along to the whole package, and we will be doing a little special meetup before that dinner on Friday the 26th. Also, for anyone who does book the hotel package, I wanted to put together like a little welcome goodie bag, kind of like, you know, when influencers go on brand trips and in the hotel you have like some goodies. Like, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, I want to make other people feel that way that brands have made me feel, because I think that's really cool. So that's my hope of what I can get done. It's always sometimes like hotels can be a little tricky of if they like want to let us in or not. But regardless, I will have like some welcome bags to hand out as well. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I also want to, kind of depending on how many people do decide that they want to come, I do want to have either like a lunch or brunch or dinner or something separately as well. So where it is just our group, because I just feel like this community that I've built over the years is so special. I'm introducing a new series on my channel kind of based around that in the next coming weeks here. If you are a member, stay tuned to the community tab because I am going to be asking for your input for that first video. I'm really looking forward. I've just been trying to brainstorm ways of being able to do more because I've just been feeling like I'm not doing enough recently, and I had a meeting with my assistant, kept going back to saying I'm just not doing enough right now, and I can't just keep talking about mascara. Like it's not cutting it for me. I've never been just a makeup channel ever. I started as a book channel. I've never just been about makeup, but sometimes I get in these moods where I'm like, my goal of social media is to try to share my stories, help other women, and bring other women together in a community sense. And I just feel like I'm lacking there right now. So I'm thinking, what is it that I can do? He brings this up to me and I just think maybe. And I'm kind of approaching this first one as like seeing how it goes, seeing if there's interest in something like this, because I hope to maybe do more that I either actually plan myself or maybe even continue to work with her where she can plan what I have in mind and have it be a little bit more focused on stuff that I think would make the most sense to the community. My brain after that night was like, what can I do? So many possibilities. And I feel really excited for it. So for this first time, it's like, okay, I'm gonna work with someone and see how it goes down and see how it goes. And if I get, you know, I run on vibes a lot, so it's like if I get good vibes from it and I think that it went smoothly, what can I do next? So that's kind of what I'm thinking there, and I feel like I just got all excited, so I don't know if any of this information made sense. But again, I'm gonna have that link down below. It'll have the package options as well, but the dates are August 26th through the 28th here in Las Vegas. Everything is at Resorts World that is a part of the package, which is nice because then you don't ever have to leave Resorts World if you don't want to. Like I said, I'm hoping to put together a few other activities. It's gonna be a busy weekend regardless, but like a few other activities for us to do as well, if you would want to do something like that. There is a cutoff date of August 12th because I believe Bree then has to report to all of the restaurants and Resorts World and everything like that to make sure everything is set. So you would want to book by August 12th, and then that way I will know as well so I can continue to make any sort of plan. That is kind of the plan for it, and I'm really excited about it. Like I said, I will have it linked down below. That one is an affiliate link, and I wanted to be very upfront about that. You know, Bree gave us affiliate links for helping to promote Vegas Girls Night Out, which regardless if you're coming for this or you're just coming to Vegas in general, she has some amazing packages. And like I said, I believe she does like the custom ones too. Like I think she even does like the balloons. Like if you're having like a bachelorette, she can like decorate the rooms. She has so much to offer and she's so knowledgeable about Vegas. So regardless, I would recommend her anyways, and she's just super fun to be around. I'm gonna go in with the shade Killing It with the Sigma E44. I've done meetups in the past and they've been free, and it's just been like 10 minutes of meeting me at a park or at a fair or that sort of thing. Whereas this is, you do pay for it, but you are getting food and drinks and entries, that sort of thing. And again, I will be upfront, I get $15 per person if you do sign up. So just so people aren't thinking I get like half of what you're paying or something like that. That's not how it works. I wanted to be very clear about that because I didn't want people to think that I'm charging to just meet me, because that's not what it is. And I didn't even have to do that part. Like Bree was just asking us if we wanted to be an affiliate with her company and share about the different packages that she has. And I was like, yes, but I want to do more. So I'm gonna also do these events and come along with it and make it like a Sam Squad weekend type of thing. So I just want to be very clear about that, because it's, like I said, it's just always nerve-wracking to do things and you're afraid of like what people are going to say and that sort of thing. So that's just why I wanted to be very upfront about it. But I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it. For this shade, I'm just kind of placing it on the outer part of my eye and then blending it in. I'm kind of being a little bit messy right now because I'm coming in with another lighter shade, so I'm not super concerned at this moment with like harsh lines or anything. So that's what I'm doing with the Killing It shade. But I'm excited. I hope that it goes well because like I said, I have so many ideas in mind of what I would like to do more. And I know to me this one is a little bit late notice, and that was one of my biggest points of like, I don't know if this is gonna work out, because I understand some people will have to fly in, book flights, possibly take time off work, maybe you have kids or animals, different things like that. But I was like, I can at least put it out there. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, you can put something out there, and if someone can't do it, doesn't want to do it, can't afford it right now, can't get the dates off, like, that's okay, then don't book it by all means. And I'm hoping that I can do more in the future where I would have a little bit more lead time as well. Again, it's just something there if you want to do, if you want to come to Vegas and you want to have, like, kind of the nice thing about Bree's packages is, like, when you book them, then you pay for it, and then you don't have to worry. Like, when you go out to dinner, that's it. You just go out to eat and then you leave. Like, you can walk into the club just fine. You can go to Gatsby's and have open bar and order that bathtub drink that you saw. That drink is $75 on its own, but it comes in the summer soiree package. And I was like, I did not know it was that expensive. I mean, I should have probably known, but I just wasn't thinking it was gonna be that expensive. Also, I was watching Bree do a Q&A on Instagram. I'll link her Instagram down below as well. I think she's a great account to follow. But people were saying, like, I really wanna come, but I don't have anyone to come with me. Can I come alone? And she said this package especially is aimed at solo travelers. There's a lot of females that come to Vegas solo. I did not realize that because I would be too nervous to, but I have been able to meet Bree and another gal who runs kind of Vegas Girls event here. And a lot of girls that come are those who are doing solo trips to Vegas and just wanting to meet people and experience Las Vegas and do their own thing. That's what this one is kind of geared towards, because we'll be in the group all weekend. You'll have like a built-in crowd right there, so you won't be like off by yourself or all of that. And again, I will be there. I'll be at all of the events, and then you know, hopefully, I know I've already gotten messages from some of you that have booked flights and booked the package, which I'm so excited for. I'm so excited to meet people, but we'll also have people in the Sam Squad, and we kind of already have a lot of things in common anyways, common ground, common things to talk about. But then that very first night, we'll do the meetup here so you can kind of meet other people as well. And I'm really looking forward to it. So I hope that I explained everything decently enough and kind of what it is and what it entails and what it covers and everything. Again, the dates are August 26th through 28th. The link is in my description box with all of the information on there and the itinerary. The cutoff date is August 12th, and then you'll be hearing from me after August 12th because I'm gonna get your contact information, and that way I can be following up with everyone that has booked too. So again, make sure to book through the link so that way we know that it is through me, so that way you will be on the email that I send out to everyone as well once we get closer to those dates. I'm excited. I know, like I said, some of you have already booked, so I'm really excited to meet people and just do something a little bit different and to be able to show the city. You guys know, like, I just love the city so much. I love living here, and hopefully this can be a start of doing more things like this and bringing more people together in a fun setting and doing cool things that we love. So let's blend this eyeshadow a little bit more, okay? So I'm gonna go in with a lighter shade, and this is the BK201. I'm gonna go in with Body Talk next, and then I am just gonna place this kind of above where that first shade went, and then just start blending it so we don't have as harsh of lines here. Just kind of smoothing everything over. And I wanted to say I used the Sigma E44. Sigma is having their semi-annual sale now. I'm not sure the date that it ends, but I think that it's still gonna be going on when this video goes up. So they have like crazy discounts on their website. It's up to 75% off. And pretty much it looks like everything is discounted. So if there was anything that you wanted to check out from Sigma, definitely a favorite brand of mine. I love their eyeshadow palettes. I love obviously their brushes, but they have really nice brush cleaning supplies, which that's not always the most exciting thing. So it's something like if you can get a discount on that, that always feels pretty good, you know? And I did do a favorites set with Sigma last year. It has the E44 in it. So it has 3 different brushes and then the Rosy mini eyeshadow palette, the On The Go palette. And that one is also discounted as well. So again, anything that you wanted from the Sigma website, now is a really good time to get it. So this eye I've gone like really ham on, and it doesn't quite match this eye. So I am gonna take, I'm just gonna show you how I like try to clean up my mistakes. I'm taking the first shade, and I don't even know if I want to say mistakes. This is just how I do my makeup. I'm taking High Fire on a Sigma Tapered Blending E35. And I'm gonna use that to just kind of clean up a little bit here and a little bit on the inner part of my eye, because, and a little bit on the brow bone too actually, because sometimes I just get a little bit carried away, and I like how this eye came out. I need the other eye to match it. To show this kind of stuff, because I say that I'm not the most natural at doing makeup, and sometimes it takes me a little bit longer, and sometimes I'm like, oh shoot, that came out a different way than I was expecting type of thing. I know like last time I feel like I showed something a little bit more in depth was when I was using half lashes, and I was going through of like how I then lined the inner part of my eye to make the lashes look more natural and that sort of thing. And I know a lot of people said that they really appreciated it, because I'm not like some of the gorgeous makeup artists that we see on YouTube that are so talented, and I love them so much and I get so many ideas from them. It just takes me a little bit longer sometimes, but that's okay, I'm not mad. The other thing that I like to do too is if I think I've done too much on the outer, because sometimes when I'm blending, I really make it dramatic out here just to make sure I'm sweeping all of the eyeshadow, because a lot of times I find that I stop even like before my lashes because I'm afraid of coming out too far. But I'm like, I don't need to be afraid to do that, because then I can just take some powder and I can just clean it up real easily. But it's interesting, I've had my makeup done a couple times now. Once was from Shaq from Ofra Cosmetics, and then Angelica Neefus did my makeup when she was visiting Las Vegas. And both times I was like, where are they putting eyeshadow? It feels like it's at my temple. And I'm like, what is going on here? And having them do my makeup, and then especially having two people do it, that I was like, oh, it made something click for me, that I was like, don't be so afraid, and you can always clean it up, and it's just makeup. You can wash it off if you don't like it, it's all good. I've been trying to decide which shimmer I want to do out of here, but like honestly, I want to do all of them. I think I'm gonna go with, I really want to do all of them. I think I'm gonna go with Earth Bay though. Earth Bay on a Sigma E58, another one of my favorite brushes, cream color. Highly recommend. Great for really shimmery shadows also. So I'm just gonna start to run that. Why have I been doing so many more like fall looks? My Natasha Denona mini bronze look, like that was fall. This is gonna be fall. Oh my gosh, I can't. I'm literally taking my dog. I'm taking my dog on vacation next week. My dog. Because I wanna get her out of the heat and let her be an actual dog. Like we have to get up at like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning just to get our morning walk in. Otherwise it gets too hot for her. And then I have to wait until almost 9 o'clock at night in order to take her to the park to let her run. She's at daycare right now, which at least she, you know, has daycare and she can run around. She's always tired. But I just like feel bad for her. So I'm taking her up to Utah just for a couple nights. So many times now that we'll just be like chilling at the house, and I'll look over and be like, are you ready for vacation, Aries? I'm taking you on vacation. And I think she's very excited about it. I let her pick the Airbnb. I showed her the pictures, and then I put 2 toys to each of them, and I put the toys out, and she ran right towards the one. So I was like, okay, it was the bigger one, of course, the bigger Airbnb. But I let her pick which one that she wanted. So I think she's gonna have a great time. So I'm really excited. I'm sure I'll do some vlogging for that. But it'll be nice. You know, I got a little bit out of the heat when I went to San Diego, and now it's Aries' turn. You know, she deserves a vacation too. So I think it'll be really interesting to drive back through Utah too, because that's the way that I came to Las Vegas. So the route that I'm taking is kind of like that same route backwards. So that'll be interesting. Whew, that'll be interesting. Again, just a couple more things I want to say about the summer soiree too. If you have someone that you want to come with, you know, obviously that works out. You don't have to travel alone and bank on meeting people here too. Again, you don't have to book the hotel option at Resorts World. Maybe you have points somewhere else, or free nights, or you know, something like that. That's totally fine too. Just say to be aware that the events are happening at Resorts World, so sometimes it's easier. If you're coming to Vegas, this is just like a tip in general, and you know you want to like go to shows here, or you want to eat here, the closer you can book to those locations, the better, because a lot of people think Vegas is like, the strip is very small. It's a lot of walking. I mean, end of August, there'll still be really warm weather. So that's one thing that I would say if you want to book somewhere else. I would personally recommend at least trying to be close to Resorts World, but that's just a tip for me. And maybe there's other things you want to do. You know, if you want to come to Vegas for a week, that's totally fine. It's just the packages that she has set up for, it's that 3-day, 2-night. So if you wanted to do extra hotel rooms, that would be outside of the package, that sort of thing. I'm gonna pick up the shade Motif with a Sigma Firm Shader E57. I'm gonna put this one more towards the inner part of my eye, right in here. And if you do have any other questions, you know, please list them out here and I'm happy to answer them. Or if I don't have the answers, I will ask Bree. Because again, it's not like my event or something I don't know. I am happy to ask and get the answer for that. The only other thing that I would say is probably to make sure that you are 21 and over, because I know it does involve like open bars and club entry and that sort of thing. So I would think to get the full experience, 21 and over would be good, which most of my audience is, but I just wanted to make that disclaimer also. The eyeshadow I think is really pretty so far. The mattes I thought were really easy to work with. They were like super, super blendable. So again, I'm just gonna take a smaller brush, or a bigger brush, excuse me. Blend all of that here. I got just a little bit of fallout, so I'm gonna lightly kind of tap that away. I added some black liner to my waterline and then also to a tight line. And then I'm gonna take, I wanna take the shade Figurine actually on a pencil brush. And I am going to run this along the lower lash line. For the inner corner and brow bone, I'm just gonna do a little bit more of that motif shade, the first shade. Just a little bit more here. All right, so that's my eye look with the Clay It Cool. I'm just gonna add on some City Beauty mascara. Mascara is on, so the eye look is finished. So I'm gonna move over to the Super Shock bronzers that released in the Clay It Cool collection. I'm really excited about these. One of my first original products that I loved from Colourpop was the Super Shock blushes. And so when they released the bronzers, I love bronzers, so I was all over this. I did get this collection in PR from Colourpop, but I was like, yes, please. I talked about it in last week's Will I Buy It video, and I was like, I definitely need to try these out. So usually for the Super Shocks, I use something more of like a duo fiber brush. I have this one from e.l.f. This is the Complexion Duo. And I'm gonna use this side. I feel like it's what I have clean right now. So this is what we're gonna go with. So I'm just going to start to pat that on. Oh, this might actually be too light. Or it could be the brush. Let me build up a little bit. Okay, this one might be too light. Let me pull out another one. So this one is Get Sandy. This one is Beachin. I almost feel like Beachin looks like it might be too dark. Get Sandy almost looks like it'd be a good contour shade on me. We'll try it. We'll try it. Okay. I think that's gonna be better. Okay. All right. So maybe they come off a little bit lighter. Now my dilemma is like, do I start with Get Sandy? This is what I'm gonna do because I'm like afraid. I'm gonna just do a little bit of Get Sandy on this side just to like try to make sure it's the same. This is the way my thought process works when I do my makeup, okay? Ooh, that looks really pretty. I think that looks nice. Bronzer is one of my favorite things, like I said, so sometimes I'm a little bit picky about them. I like something that's very natural, very buildable and blendable. That seems to be doing it. I'm adding some to my forehead. I really like this. This is like one of those bronzers where I feel like I can just keep adding it and it's gonna keep looking good. Yes, I love when I like a good bronzer. So excited. So Beachin is definitely the shade for me if you're closer to me. Get Sandy though, I still feel like I'm gonna use this as like a contour shade. I'm not mad about that, and I'm super excited about these. For my blush, I'm just gonna use another one from Colourpop, but this one is in No Way. I've learned that I need more dual fiber brushes. I'm just using this one from Makeup by Mario and Sephora, but I'm just going to add this one on. And like I said, I just wanted to give a brief update on the elimination diet. I'm planning to do like a separate video on my experience and how it worked out. I do have a playlist here for some health stuff that I've been going through, extreme bloating, fatigue, nausea, brain fog, that sort of thing. I did learn that my stress levels are incredibly high, which can cause some health concerns. I do have an overgrowth of bad bacteria in my gut, of E. coli in my gut, which is not good. So I have been on some herbal antibiotics for that. Also just hormone imbalance. You know, my doctor said probably from being on birth control, getting off, going on infertility medication, getting off, going back on birth control, a lot going on with my hormones and that sort of thing. But I did also take a food sensitivity test, and it was recommended to cut out the foods that I am high and moderately sensitive to, and also I wanted to do some ingredients that just are not great for you. I run on sugar. I love sugar. You know how like It's funny to me, I went out with my girlfriends before I started this and we were having bottomless mimosas and they were like pre-made and they were mostly just juice. And it was so funny to me because I was like, oh, this is just juice. Like there's not enough champagne. And my friends were like, there's so much sugar in this juice. It hurts my stomach. And I was like, sugar doesn't bother me. Like I can have the sugary Starbucks drinks and I'm like, this is great. Like a friend of mine will take a sip and be like, oh my God, how do you drink that? Like some people like need to run on caffeine. I didn't drink caffeine for years and it didn't bother me. I started drinking caffeine again because I started going to Starbucks for sugar. That's what I want. I don't need the caffeine. I really want to cut out sugar because one thing, if you do have bad bacteria in your gut, it can be what it's feeding on is also sugar. So it's like cut that, cut that out. It doesn't have anything to feed on. That'll be good. I'm gonna use the Kaja highlighting stack. I tried this out in my last Get Ready With Me where I did a PR unboxing and I think that this shade is so beautiful. I'm using the middle shade with the Sigma F03. I have been off dairy, eggs, red meat, sugar, caffeine, alcohol, because again, alcohol doesn't bother me, but everything that I drink alcohol wise has sugar in it. Again, I run off sugar. I have been off of those and some other things that I was sensitive to, like blueberries, clams. I don't eat clams, but I'm apparently highly sensitive to clams, so it was very interesting. So I've been off those. I'm on day 12 right now at the time that I film. So I'm about to get to the point where I start adding back in some of those more like low, moderate items that I cut out and then keep going from there and eventually adding everything back in and seeing how my body reacts to it and what I should maybe try to continue to keep out of my diet or eat in more moderation and that sort of thing. And I really appreciate all of the comments like asking how I'm doing. I've gotten a flood of DMs recently of people just saying like, how are you doing? And you're doing so good, because I've been sharing about my progress again on TikTok and Instagram where you can post a little bit quicker. And I just really appreciate people caring. It truly means a lot. I'd say day 5 was definitely the worst day. I think that's when I was really struggling with jaws from especially sugar. So day 5, I could barely get out of bed. I had a piercing headache and I never deal with headaches. So that was really tough on me. After that was a Friday. That weekend, things started to improve and get better. And I'll say I'm on day 12 now. And I noticed yesterday and today, I feel like once again, my energy is kind of low. And I think my problem is I think I'm feeling so restricted when it comes to food that it's bordering on an unsafe territory for me. I have never struggled with eating. I have never had a bad relationship with food. And I think I'm just starting to feel so restricted that it's kind of like messing with my mind. So I know my doctor said after 2 weeks to start adding things back in, and I'm going to be looking forward to that. And one thing that I'm trying to remind myself is like, this isn't forever. This isn't like your new life plan. It's just for a short amount of time and you can do it. It's definitely reminded me that I'm incredibly mentally strong. And I think I needed that reminder. I think doing this came at a good time because I've been feeling really beat up mentally and emotionally recently. So I think this came at a really good time for me to do something like the elimination diet and just remind myself how strong I am, and especially how strong my mind is. So that's been a positive that I've taken away from it. I've also learned some foods that I do like. Like I will always now incorporate sweet potatoes. Like I will always have sweet potatoes at my house now. I've realized how great they are for you. They taste good. I've been so surprised. My vlog, I shared some recipes in there. So just some different fruits and vegetables and just other things like adding ginger and turmeric, and just I want to focus on what I can add in to help support a healthy gut and a healthy microbiome and a healthy immune system and all of that, and not focus on so much of what to take away in my diet. Like yes, I'll probably have dairy in more moderation after this, but I really want to focus on what I'm bringing in and making sure at meals I'm having fruits and veggies. That's what I really want to focus on, and that's what this elimination diet is kind of reminding me of. It got me out of my comfort zone. It got me to try different foods, try different recipes. So I'm really grateful for that. I feel like I've definitely learned a lot. I am getting to the point where I feel so restricted because I did also realize that I am sensitive to garlic. For some reason, I wasn't thinking about like garlic powder could be causing issues. I was just just thinking like the actual cloves of garlic. I don't know why. So I had cut like cooking with garlic out, but I was still using garlic powder. And I was making salmon and zucchini almost every day, and I was using garlic powder on both, and I kept feeling sick and being super bloated. I'm like, I don't understand. And then all of a sudden it hit me. I was like, she said garlic. And I took out the garlic powder and I can eat the salmon and zucchini just fine. And I was like, garlic is in everything. Like going out to eat, it's in so many things. And I haven't had my follow-up appointment yet, so I haven't spoken to my doctor, but I've looked around online. A lot of times if you have a sensitivity to garlic, you probably also do onions and tomatoes. I was like, oh no. And I think that's a part of like why I'm all of a sudden feeling even more restricted, because now it's like no dairy, no eggs, no sugar, but also no garlic, no tomato, no onion. It just feels like a lot right now. But again, I know I'm doing my body good of, you know, detoxing the best that I can and hopefully flushing out the bad bacteria that is, you know, overgrowing. I'm making sure to drink a lot of water, making sure to have a lot of whole fruits and vegetables. I've been really prioritizing my sleep, which is very important. So I've definitely learned a lot through the elimination diet. I am feeling better. On day 10, my bloating was considerably less. I did post a TikTok showing day 1, like day 4, day 7, day 10. And day 10 you can visibly, because I was just bloated all of the time. You know, sometimes you eat something, you're like, oh, I'm bloated, and you go to bed, you're like, okay, I look fine. It was constant. Day 10, I noticed a difference in that. I feel like my energy and my mood has been a little bit up and down, but nothing like day 5 where I had those really intense headaches, probably from cutting out sugar and then also caffeine that goes along with my coffee drink. I would say I maybe have Starbucks like 3 to 4 times a week, so I'm not like a huge caffeine drinker because I don't drink soda or like caffeinated tea on top of that. Just a little check-in. I just want to give a little update. I'm doing okay. It's still a little bit tough, but it's like literally the light is at the end of the tunnel. I'm gonna start adding back in things and seeing how my body reacts, and I think that will be a really big learning experience for me as well. But I'm doing all right, and thank you so much to everyone who has checked in, and for everyone who has been sharing their personal stories. I hope you know how much it helps, and I hope you know how many other people are commenting and DMing me to let me know. Reading the comments is so helpful to them. So it might not seem like much leaving a comment, but know that other women are reading those and really taking a lot away from it and really feeling supported and seen and heard. And this truly, since talking about the health stuff, has been very eye-opening to me. And I think to a lot of other people too. So I just appreciate it. So that's just what I want to say on that. But to get back over to the Colourpop collection, they also came out with 2 blotted lips. I haven't used their blotted lips all that often. This one is in the shade Bust. And then this darker one is in the shade Paint Me. Like one of your French girls. We have Bust and Paint Me. I'm trying to think. I feel like Bust maybe would go better with this eye look. I feel like it didn't turn out it's not as fall as my Natasha Denona, but I think Bust is going to be the best one for this look. Love the Colourpop lippy pencils. I have this whole box. They did send it in PR, but I was like, I'm constantly pulling out lip liners from there. But I'm gonna use the shade BFF2, a little bit darker and then a little bit lighter. I kind of like that look. So let me just line my lips. I'm going to add Bust on top. So the blotted lips are supposed to be just that, like if you were to add lipstick and then blot your lips, that's how it's supposed to look. So it's not necessarily on like the sheer side, but it's a little bit more of a lighter coverage lipstick. And I believe it's supposed to be more matte, and even now as I've just applied it, it definitely feels a little bit more matte on my lips. So I haven't tried these in a minute, so I will see how I do with them. I do always come back to review everything that I have tried, but other than that, that is it for today's video and using new foundation and also the new Colourpop collection. I hope you enjoyed seeing me get this look with my gigantic scrunchie. I hope you enjoyed seeing me get this look. I would love to hear your thoughts about it. Again, if you have any questions on the summer soiree, I'm happy to help answer them or get answers from Bree. I'll be doing a separate video on the elimination diet as well and really chatting about that. So if you have any questions maybe on that too, I could address those in that video, which will be upcoming. But I really like the way that this look came out. I think the Lancome foundation still looks a little bit more on the matte side to me. So I might try it with a different primer and see how I like it. I didn't use any powder. I didn't use my Dior powder because that can always like make everything look better. I wanted to just do the Lancome. And again, I'll be having a wear test on another platform. I will have it linked down below as well. We'll see how it wears throughout the day, especially I'm about to go get Aries from daycare and it's hot out there, so I'll start getting a little sweaty regardless. I really like the eye look. I think that was really easy to come up with, very easy to use. The bronzer, really impressed with the bronzers from Colourpop, and I do like the blotted lips. I think today's Get Ready With Me was a success. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for a while. If you enjoyed this one, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. I hope you also consider subscribing before you go. I'll see you in my next video.